Welcome back to the Visionaries. Spider-Man on PS4 defines what all forms of entertainment strive to be. This is the next step to perfecting Peter as a human and Spider-Man as a hero. This is my Spider-Man review. Spider-Man's Open is one of the best I've seen in gaming because it presents this character in a more familiar light, which then transitioned to soaring through New York City skylines in a moment's notice. Seeing him kick, punch, and say occasional puns all had a natural and cinematic blend that mastered the fore of Spider-Man. Web swinging, leaping, and lunging all felt immersive and virtual playground provided. Seeing how well light reflected off Spidey's suit and the shiny skyscrapers as I zipped through the streets of New York all made me feel like I'm Spider-Man. At times, I was left in awe, swinging across the city aimlessly for hours on end, which was something I could never do before in any Spider-Man game. This reinvention of the movement system is key to making everyone feel spectacular throughout the campaign. The Sinister Six is a perfect set of villains for Spidey to battle because he knows their strengths and weaknesses based on his experience within the last 8 years. Although these encounters are familiar to Spider-Man, they aren't familiar to Peter because his emotions and morality will play into further decisions made in this tale. A moral dilemma expressing the famous quote by Ben Parker, "With great power comes great responsibility." It encompasses all of what responsibility means. And that responsibility could intertwine with one's morals like it did nearing the end of the campaign. Although the encounters aligned well with the storytelling, it felt repetitive at times using similar gadgets and techniques to take down foes. Those gadgets felt amazing to utilize, but upgrades didn't do much to improve upon them. But it still offered a challenge and felt new in the universe despite the lack of intelligence the AI had and occasional QuickTime events throughout these sequences. Many of those sequences master the use of cinematic imagery and use set pieces fantastically that had my heart racing. These sequences were better than what you'd get in the movies, which shows how much time was put into them to keep the players mesmerized. The most interesting part of the tale is Peter trying to balance his double life. His superhero-centric lifestyle spilled into his ordinary life, working at feasts and other moments with the ensembled cast. Characters like Mary Jane are fleshed out properly, and Miles Morales with his case of depression and inspirational move to Spider-Man. Even Aunt May, a focal point throughout the story, had screen time to make Journey feel lived in and unique. For example, MJ isn't an actress or waitress. Instead, she is a journalist for the Daily Bugle, which puts her in the front lines of many frantic moments. This builds Peter's connection to Mary Jane and shows that this isn't the first time she's partnered alongside Spider-Man. This subplot kept me attentive in seeing how their relationship could turn out to be, with twists and turns that were predictable while accurately pinpointing what modern dating is, that being complicated and stressful. On the other hand, Miles looks up to Spider-Man as his mentor, without knowing that someday those abilities or attributes gained would be used for a greater purpose. This indirect bond Peter has with Miles is presented in various forms of dialogue, all referencing to how he's been in a similar situation with the death of his uncle Ben. I cared for these memorable moments and analyzed them for a deeper meaning which unveiled the truth behind narrative storytelling. Every character has a purpose which is accompanied by pacing issues that led to a sad but extremely unexpected ending nonetheless. The various side missions that tie in with the other figures such as Harry Osborn and Black Cat kept me coming back for more. Taskmaster challenges offered me trials that you either failed or succeeded either the first time or multiple attempts later. Collecting backpacks and other items revealed the lore about Peter's past, which never failed to entertain me. Puzzles felt rewarding when completed, but tedious. I still managed to do all the puzzles available in Doc's lab. Although these puzzles and side missions offer variety, they still seem a bit repetitive, but quite fun to complete. Extra points for great insertion of lore to these optional activities in the playable space. The plot was very dynamic, predictable at times, eye-opening, and jaw-dropping that made me wonder what to give this title. I was conflicted. After further thought, I believe that Spider-Man is an unforgettable marvel. An unforgettable narrative that had me captured from the beginning of its emotional yet lighthearted story. Yes, pacing seemed off, which caused me to predict many of the moments, but I was still in awe as they played out. This is due to near-perfect writing that allowed all aspects of the game to develop wonderfully rather than implementing them in a faulty manner for whatever reason. Getting to be Spider-Man is something I wanted, but being Peter was equally fun because you could see the developments in the storyline from multiple viewpoints that hit me on some emotional level. A morbid ending, but an ending well deserved, an ending that portrayed Peter as a symbology that reveals him as more than just a young man hiding behind a mask, but a superhero that relates to us humans more than any other hero in the MCU. And that's what makes his entry in Spider-Man groundbreaking.